Take a look at this little skull cracker, as Bob would call it. But this little piece would crack your skull. I mean, if somebody hit you, this knife could be in the sheath, and somebody could crack you with the skull cracker, and you would feel it, and you would quit doing whatever you were doing to bug that person. So this is a beautiful sheephorn made in 1968 Loveless Boot knife. And it's just almost like candy. Can you see how slick and polished that is? I mean, it makes you want to just pick the knife up and eat it like a piece of candy. It's got the two-tone pins in there, which tells you it has a nickel-silver bolster on it. And as you go up through there, you just see the red liners showing through the beautiful sheephorn. It's a Lawndale knife. And of course, it's laying on a sheath that belongs to a mini wilderness, but I just wanted to show you. I was just digging around and found this great looking knife. But Bob, I don't know why, some of his knives are just so spectacular and monumental, and you just really don't know why he didn't make more of them, or was it really that hard to do? It's just the sheephorn was smooth. He didn't take any of the bark on it. He just smoothed the whole thing down. There we go. There's a nice full view of it right there. But the skull cracker, for some reason, is just really something else. Can you see a little bit of that pink right in there glowing from the red? It just glows right through that line. But this is I don't know if you could see that date. Can you see that? 1969, number 384. So 1969 instead of 1968. So first year Bob went full-time knife maker was 1969. So this is sort of the first knife he would have done as a full-time knife maker. He told the wife, he said, we may starve, but I'm going full-time. So let's take a look at this skull cracker. Look how he carved out around it with the sheephorn. Nice. It's got a nice little taper coming back, and it still, of course, is tapered in through here, swells a little bit there, so once again it fills the palm, and the pinky comes around and wraps right underneath where it should. But yeah, you could just kind of give somebody a backwards knock with that, and that would get their attention, as Bob would say. But there's no cracking on the sheephorn. This is all just smooth as glass. Even though you see these striations that's down in it, there is no, it's just like glass. It's like a polished piece of marble. It's so slick. And you can see right there how the red really comes through the liner. But that's just one of those knives that you just, it's just so beautiful that there's not enough money in the world to take it. You know, I don't know what it is about it. And the little bitty guard, look at that. The guard is just enough. I mean, it's just a little teeny. As you can see, the thumbnail comes over. Usually his guard comes out to about right there. But this is very minimal, which Bob would have learned, going to school, studying the Bauhaus, which basically was minimalist. Making the best with the least amount. And that was always Bob. It was like Picasso. Picasso said, strip back everything you know about drawing a cow and just draw the essence, which eventually became a stick cow, which is really interesting. And Bob just would do the same thing. He did not over make a knife. He didn't put too much metal in it. He didn't make more, length on a bolster if it didn't need it. It's just, he just seemed to think about everything was a design to him. Everything had a function. It wasn't just, let's make a knife, and if it's heavy, don't worry about it. It looks good. Bob's like, no, it's got to look good and it's got to feel good. And this is absolutely so lightweight. It's just hard to believe the thing is, 51 years old. And the guy was just knocking it out of the ballpark. But anyway, I just found that, wanted to show everybody the skull cracker and the sheephorn. But that's a beauty. That's a beauty.